Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to check out the MatrixPad S20. This is a tablet from Vankyo that has a 10-inch display, stereo speakers, expandable storage, a 6,000 milliamp battery, as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack. But let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and check out all of the other cool things that come inside this package. This is TK. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos on the channel. So here we have it. This is again the MatrixPad S20. It's an Android tablet running Android 9.0. The company name is Vankyo. The backing is actually pretty much just a solid metal S20 model. It has a 6,000 milliamp battery that's built in here, so obviously a massive battery. Back-facing sensor camera as well as a front-facing sensor. The display is a 10.1-inch IPS panel display, so obviously it's going to be really massive. We do have some bezels on the top and the bottom, but that's mostly to be able to actually hold the tablet when you're watching or consuming content. Now, in the beginning, I did mention to you guys that we do have stereo speakers. Now, both of them, unfortunately, are present on the bottom, so when you're listening to it, if you're holding it basically more of a movie consumption type of a view, you're obviously going to be getting the audio coming in on the right side. It is stereo. They do get pretty loud. On the top, we have basically the USB-C. That's going to be the charging port, as well as the ability of actually expanding the storage on here. Now, this model has 32 gigabytes of storage, as you can see right there, and we're able to expand that with an SD card that's present here. Now, they do include a SIM removal tool. That's going to be exactly how we're going to be able to eject the SD card. So let's go ahead and just remove this one. I'll show you guys what I'm using right there. So in here, I have a 256 gig SD card. So when you put it in, you slide it in this way, and then you need to push it in with the SIM ejector tool. This does not actually support any kind of LTE connectivity or connection over internet. This ejector tool is intended specifically to add the SD card. On the back, not much. We just pretty much have the camera sensor on the back, and again on the bottom, both stereo speakers are facing down in the same position. Massive 6,000 milliamp battery, volume rocker, and power button present on the right side, as well as the microphone, one of the microphones, and of course the 3.5mm headphone jack present right here on the right. Now, just to kind of go over the specification, as they're mentioned inside of the actual user guide, again, 10.1-inch tablet. The chipset is the ST9863A. That's the CPU. The GPU, as well as an octa-core processor, as being the CPU. We have 3 gigs of RAM, non-expandable, obviously, 32 gig or 64 gig model. So the one I'm showing you guys today is the 32 gig model, as we started it. So as we saw, it is an IPS panel, obviously touch display. I was able to load a few of my applications here. So I have Tubi, I have Discord, of course, CPU-Z, Prime Video, Netflix for media consumption. Shadow Knights, that's a brand new game that just got released on the Play Store. Downloaded that, as well as Google Play Games. You are able to swipe up and get access to obviously the app drawer. This is running Android 9.0. So here, the recent app, I was running TikTok, so you can definitely see here. Full screen TikTok videos is definitely much more enjoyable than standard smartphone, and it works the way it would work normally on your smartphone. I'm able to switch between different applications. So here, double tapping on the recent app, it's a standard Android 9.0. Netflix will work exactly as you would expect. I'll go ahead and launch it. Again, audio is disabled, and you can basically see how the actual viewing angles are. I can actually go slightly off center. Because it's an IPS panel, it should be pretty good for us for watching content indoors or outdoors. But one of the other things that I like about it is, because of Android 9.0, we're able to actually watch our content even though we are not in it. So here, window in window, obviously I'm able to watch the video, listen to it, and still go about my way using the Android tablet without any problem. Now, of course, that's basically how you're watching Netflix. Amazon Prime will work the same exact way. As far as the actual TikTok app, you can just download and install normal app. It has the Google Play Store preloaded with standard Google applications, so Chrome, Gmail, all of those things were preloaded. And the camera application is pretty standard, nothing super special about it. Unfortunately, it's not a very high-end camera, so I would not necessarily buy this tablet specifically for it. But it should be good enough that if you want to be able to do a quick video call or something, it'll work fine, as Duo is preloaded on it. Other than that, you have YouTube Music, photos, play movies and stuff, normal applications that you'd expect. But let's go ahead and play a quick game here. This is Shadow Knight, just to see how it works. So you can see full screen gaming. Go ahead and start a quick match here. So 1-7, and we'll go ahead and keep the same configuration. So definitely not gonna have any problems just playing standard, I would say normal games. For me, I've been playing this for the last couple of years and I finished a few levels with it, so not a problem at all. No question, gaming on this should not be a problem. But again, I would not necessarily play like heavy titles on this for sure. As far as the actual experience on this, again, as I mentioned to you guys, massive 6,000 milliamp battery. Now in the box, they do provide us a USB-C to USB Type A connector. That's going to be using this 5 volts at 2 amp charger. literally about 3.5 to 4 hours to charge it up, but about 10 hours worth of usage as far as actual overall usage on this tablet if you keep using it consistently. Now let's go ahead and play a quick video of my channel just to kind of give you guys an experience of how audio and video plays together off of this. So as you can imagine, you can go full screen. We'll go ahead and go sideways. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this is at the 16:9 aspect ratio, so more of the normal format of watching movies. We are starting to move away from that. A lot of videos on YouTube are now starting to go basically about like 21:9 aspect ratio, so more of the longer form factor. But for me, since I still shoot in 16:9 on my main channel, this is going to be perfectly fine. As far as the maximum resolution we are only able to go is 720p. Let's go ahead and click it one more time under quality. You can see 720p, basically because this display is a 720p display and my video is up to 1080p. So that'll be the maximum resolution. Let's go ahead and start it up.
When you get your brand new Xperia 1 Mark II. This device has a lot of options, a lot of upgrades from last year's Xperia 1. And of course, there are certain things that we need to be aware of when we're on YouTube. You'll notice right there it says 480p, but I'm able to jump all the way to 21.
So obviously, as you can see, this video is regarding the Xperia 1 Mark II. Now that device can actually go all the way up to 4K on YouTube, which gives us the ability of enjoying the content from there. Let's actually go ahead and play a quick song. This is just audio again to be able to demo the audio side for you guys as opposed to just vocals. And one thing to keep in mind, it by default doesn't go full screen the way our normal Android devices go because this is running tablet mode. So for me to go full screen, I'd have to bring it up this way. Again, volume level all the way to the highest. And again, as I mentioned to you guys, definitely gets loud. There's no question of it since there are stereo speakers. As far as the front-facing video, we are capped at 720p. There's a little bit of wind going on and some birds around me, so this should be a good example of what you should expect from the front-facing camera on the S20 or the MatrixPad S20. Now when we switch over to the back, we are getting a little bit better as far as the resolution. We're up to 1080p, but again, that'll be the maximum we're able to get there. Again, audio, video example of the back-facing sensor. In case you want to do some, general video in good lighting, it should be pretty good. Now, since I've used this SD card with other devices before, obviously this is preloaded from there, so I'll go ahead and play the video real quick. This is just a quick speed test that I did last year when I was over at one of the Sprint events. As you can see, it's a Sprint 5G device, and of course, the speeds on that were very, very nice. So overall, I think the experience here is very nice. Android 9.0 out of the box. I did receive 2 updates on this tablet, and so far it's actually been working pretty good. You can expand the storage, add all your media that you want on there, and of course connect anything connected over the internet. And now, as far as the navigation bar, you are able to configure it and change it. As you notice, I did put in the notification panel there, mostly because this device is obviously very, very big, so you can customize some of those informations there. The display, you can set up the brightness, contrast, reading mode, ambient display, contact, font, all of that stuff, as well as device theme. By default, it's supposed to go into dark, but Android 9 had that issue where even though you did force it to go to dark, it does not actually go. For $139, this is offering us a HD display, so a 720p display with a 10.1 inch, obviously size, 6,000 milliamp battery, expandable storage, a 3.5mm headphone jack, stereo speakers, as well as the ability of using Android 9.0, and they are updating it. Again, I've received 2 updates on this since I've received it. The cameras that we have here, again, not the best cameras, but in good lighting should be able to produce good enough pictures, as I'm showing you guys right now with this picture of the rose in my backyard and a quick video in the backyard as well. Overall, I think for media consumption, this is going to be great. It's going to last you a long time. Charging this is probably going to be best overnight, as if you're trying to charge it with a straight wire, it's going to take you between 3.5 hours to 4 hours. It's a large battery and it only takes it at 5 volts at 2 amps. So not a fast charger, but definitely good enough for us. And of course, it uses USB Type-C, which means you should be able to charge it with any charger that you have for your regular smartphones right now. I think for $139, it's a great deal. Again, $10 off price right now, available on Amazon. I'll give you guys a link for that in the description below. I do want to say thank you very much to Vankyo for allowing me to check out this tablet and providing me this unit to be able to share with you guys my opinions. At the end of the day, for media consumption, this is a great tablet for a kid, anybody for long trips, or even for an extended amount of time you want them to do some general gaming on there. As I showed you guys, I think this is going to work great. Content consumption, media, Instagram, Twitter, all of that stuff, that's going to work just fine. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of the MatrixPad S20 from Vankyo? And of course, are you looking to get a tablet, or is this something that you may want to be able to consider for obviously your kid, your little brother, or even your parents, in case you want them to enjoy a larger display for a reasonable price? I'll see you guys in the next video.